People have been telling jokes since the beginning of time. But where do jokes come from? Why do we laugh? Today we'll delve into the great mystery of who's there on Jokes Through the Ages. Knock Knock Jokes.
The history of knock knock jokes is very interesting.
The knock knock joke goes back as far as the history of man itself. There was just like thud thud, scratch scratch. It was very confusing because they didn't have doors. Someone would say knock knock, they would just be standing there and they would look at their friend and go.
Knock knock jokes were originally a teaching tool to remind people that you should always say your first and last name. Like knock knock, who's there? Brian. Brian who? Brian Johnson.
Now that in itself was very funny, but the joke was lost.
They were onto something, they just didn't know what it was yet.
The biggest turning point for the knock knock joke was the invention of the hinge swing door by Himmel Dorstein, Jew.
People were like, this makes so much more sense now.
Himmel Dorstein invents the Dorstein, he called it, and we're like, get the fuck over yourself. We'll call it the door.
It was its own entertainment system.
And it started being a way to make a joke.
It blew his world wide open just because constantly enjoying a knock knock joke.
Knock knock, who's there? Brian. Brian who? I'm a bunch of bananas.
And the other people were like, well, I was just coming over. Why are you being a dick about this?
And now all of a sudden we had this element of, I don't actually know who's there.
So we were off and running as a people.
The Middle Ages was a tough time for the knock knock joke.
The Spanish Inquisition was aggressively converting everybody around them to Christianity.
It was used for torture in the same way that like waterboarding is used for torture. I love drinking water. You love drinking water. But we can't drink that much water. I love knock knock jokes. You love knock knock jokes. But if we waterboard people with knock knock jokes, you start to forget that you're a human being.
Knock knock, who's their banana? Knock knock, who's their banana?
Am I an orange? Am I a banana? Am I an orange or am I a banana?
Hours, hours and hours.
How long would it be for me to renounce my Judaism?
I'd be like, dude, whatever. Sure.
The Pope, not the good one, outlawed knock knock jokes at one point because they were just awful.
But of course, if you paid a fee to him, you could use them as much as you want.
During the Holocaust, knock knock jokes were used before the Nazis raided your house. You know, if you can get a laugh out of them, maybe one of your kids can get out the back door. You know, knock knock, who's there? The Nazis, bitch. The Nazis who? Get out the back door. Nope, sorry, nobody's home. They're like, oh, nobody's, wait a minute. And then the Nazis, I guess, would raid the house and kill them.
The future of knock knock jokes is exactly like the history of knock knock jokes and the present of knock knock jokes.
Are we gonna keep breathing oxygen? Are we gonna keep drinking water? Yeah, I think we're gonna keep telling knock knock jokes.